All right, so the reason why Qualcomm stock price soared is because the company is diving into the data center market with the launch of its new AI 200 and AI 250 chips that are rack scale offerings. This move puts Qualcomm into direct competition with NVIDIA and AMD. Of course, NVIDIA boasts roughly 90% market share in this industry. AMD is a much smaller player, but AMD is growing quickly to gain market share that NVIDIA dominates. So this isn't Qualcomm's first run at the data center market. In 2017, the company announced it was building the Qualcomm-centric 2400 platform with Microsoft, but the venture quickly fell apart due to tough competition from Intel and AMD and broader corporate issues, including a range of lawsuits eating into the company's focus. And so they've tried this before unsuccessfully, and so that should temper your optimism here for Qualcomm's successfulness in this category. But that was a different time when the market was not growing as rapidly, when the market was not dependent on one supplier. And so at the very least, I think investors can expect Qualcomm to capture a few $billion here of this market opportunity for that primary reason, to lessen the dependence on NVIDIA. And I'm not even thinking about the effectiveness of this technology from Qualcomm. If it happens to be really effective at lowering the total cost of ownership for a certain category, that's all upside from there. But at the very least, they're going to capture some market share for the primary factor to lessen the dependence on NVIDIA. So investors are now probably thinking, is Qualcomm stock still a buy after this big share price increase? And I still think this stock is undervalued. The current market price is $189. The intrinsic value is $216. And I have yet to incorporate this news into my discounted cash flow valuation. So undoubtedly, this news will lead to an increase in my expected free cash flow forecast for Qualcomm over these next several years. And so when I incorporate that into my discounted cash flow valuation, it's likely to create an increase in the intrinsic value per share of at least a few percent, I'm thinking. Okay, so this news is very new. I haven't had time to incorporate, rather than rush to incorporate the news into my discounted cash flow model. I usually take some time to do some research and incorporate over time as I see new data points and estimates and more details on the scope of this announcement. Still, even at the current market price, the stock looks like an attractive value, and I will reiterate my buy rating for Qualcomm stock.
Click the link below to watch the full video.